Back in 2001, the Jammu and Kashmir administration passed an act which basically enabled illegal occupants of land to become their legal owners. Let's talk. Namaste to all of you all. I'm Manvi and this is my channel Soul Sauce. Let's Talk is my segment where I talk about the current political events, issues, and political analysis. Today's episode, we're going to talk about something called as the Roshni Act, which is now being touted to be one of the biggest land scams seen in India. In 2001, Farooq Abdullah of the National Conference government in Jammu Kashmir passed this act called as the Roshni Act. The complete term is the Jammu and Kashmir State Land Vesting of Ownership to the Occupants Act. Now, this act basically said that anyone who is on a land that has been taken illegally or in an unauthorized manner in the past could now appeal to the government, pay the fee equal to the price of the land, and then become its legal occupants. It was a way of regularization. The government had also said that through the fees collected in the regularization process, it would raise a value of Rs 25,000 crores. Now, this amount would be used to generate electricity in the area. This is also the reason why this act was called as the Roshni Act. Roshni in Hindi means light, so this act would indirectly enable the generation of power in the area and to combat the power shortage in the area. Now, the only rule to the act was that this would only apply to people who had occupied the land before 1990. So there was a cut-off date. And then this is what happened. In 2003, a kind of shared government came to power in the area. According to this, for 3 years, the Muftis would be in power as the chief ministers, and for the next 3 years, the Congress would be in power. Now, the Mufti government under Mufti Mahmood Saeed brought about an amendment to the act. As per the amendment, the cut-off date for the appeal of legal ownership for illegally occupied land was shifted from 1990 to 2004. Now, this of course gave power to every person, to every elite who had grabbed land in the area. Now the people were assured that the government would definitely keep covering for them, and they started grabbing more land. This was especially done by the richer and the elite group, and they also started to take land from the poorer sections. As mentioned before, after 3 years, the Congress government came to power and it again brought another amendment. And you've guessed right, now again, the cutoff date was moved from 2004 to 2007. This was a vicious circle. In 2011, a CAG report came out and it said that instead of the promised amount of 25,000 crore rupees to be collected in the form of the regularization, the only amount collected until then had just been 76 crore rupees. In 2011, a Kashmiri lawyer, Sheikh Shakil Ahmed, also went to the court saying that this was an extremely unconstitutional act. It was in 2018 that the governor Satyapal Malik repealed this act. He said that those who had already applied and legalized their land could continue to have it, but no new applicants would now be taken in. Now, of course, this is a scam on many various levels. The amount of money collected was in no way equal to the land that was regularized. The amount collected, as said, was 76 crore rupees, but the amount of land was 71,000 acres in Jammu and 4,174 acres in Kashmir. Now, if you remember well, when appeals were made for the rehabilitation of Kashmiri Pandits back into Jammu Kashmir, lame reasons were given that there was no land available and there was no space to house them. Whereas on the other hand, there are these thousands and thousands of acres of land in the hands of the rich, the elite, and the politically corrupt. On October 9th, 2020, the Jammu Kashmir High Court said that the act was unconstitutional and that the entire act would now be taken down. It was declared null and void. 3 weeks later, on the 31st of October, the administration of the Union Territories of Jammu and Kashmir, led by Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha, issued orders to annul all mutations, remove encroachment, and retrieve all the land. There was also a timeline fixed with this, and it was said that this would all be done within 6 months. Now, this basically means that even those who had got the land by paying a fee would now not be able to own the land. The government has also set up a committee which will look into restoring all the illegally occupied land area. Union Minister Anurag Thakur has said that this is the biggest land scam that India has seen. Yesterday, on the 24th of November, the government of the Union Territories of Jammu and Kashmir also made the list of the beneficiaries of the Act public on the government website. In the list are included Jammu and Kashmir Finance Minister Haseeb Drabu, Congress leader KK Amla, and Farooq Abdullah. As per the report, his residence is built on government land and he has also encroached forest land in the area of Sunjawan in Jammu. This crackdown on illegal occupation of land and political corruption was much needed, and we can say that it is better late than never. Before we finish, I'd like to say that, as we all know, Kashmir is a highly politicized area, a highly political and sensitive subject. So in the coming weeks, I will be doing a 3-episode segment covering the entire history of Jammu and Kashmir, starting from the ancient times to its journey and to what it is today. As always, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on my other future videos. Until next time, take care.